Hey y'all, it is Crafty Hope here, working in my Dilutions journal on my art journal color inspiration challenge that I've kind of given myself, where I'm using the colors on a color wheel to inspire art journal pages. I've previously done a yellow page and now I'm working on yellow green. So I showed y'all a couple of the things I'm using. I pulled out a bunch of things that fall in that yellow green spectrum. You can see them there on my desk, some inks and paints and like watercolor crayons and stuff, and I'm not really going to use but one of those things. So I'm starting this page with my Stabilo Markzal pencil in black and some, I guess they're scribbles, more doodle-like. They're just kind of overlaying circles, and then I'm going to spray them real quick with my Distress sprayer and just get that wet. And then I have these. I went and pulled these out as Rusty Lantern Lime and Luscious Lime. They are Lindy's sprays. Hopefully I can link to them below to an Amazon site. A lot of those come in sets, so they may be in a set with other colors, but they are fun to use because almost all of them have like a sparkle to them. So that's pretty awesome. Now, once I get, that little bit of, I've got my yellow green, I'm covered, done. I will add a little bit more here in a little bit, but I decided to go ahead and collage. And this first thing I'm collaging is some ledger paper. So it's kind of a green hue to it, that yellow green hue that I had stamped, used a hand carved stamp with some, I just think that's some black ink that I used, and I'm laying those down using my Uhu glue stick. Now what's great in the end of this, if you'll see the angle that that stamp ended up having, gives a lot of movement to this page. It looks almost like a sunburst or something in this page somehow when it's all said and done, and I don't see that until the end of this when I'm looking at it. So you'll see the pictures at the end that it has that, I don't know, like I said, it's a sunburst. It seems to be busting out. It's really kind of cool. The rest of this is, well, I'll go ahead and say I sped this the whole video sped up 2 times. I sped this section of my collaging up by 4 times because it's a little monotonous of me just tearing things out and slapping them down. Now for most of this, I'm using my Uhu glue stick, like I said, but here in a minute, I'm going to break out something else. I have started pulling out some papers that my friend Ginger, she's currently living in Japan, sent me. She yeah, she just started collecting them for me and surprised, well, she told me she was collecting them, but they arrived in the mail, and oh my gosh, the stuff she sent me, y'all, was amazing. I've got it put off to the side. I decided to go ahead and use it in this, but I haven't touched it since because it's all so precious. So I'll get to some more of it, but that was just a little bit of pattern paper, and since I had the pattern paper out and I knew I was going to use this paper, I decided to use the fluid matte medium because it tends to make things a little transparent. So I thought this paper, which is called washi, because I think that's what she told me. Oh my gosh, I can't remember. She told me a couple of the Japanese terms for some of these things that I think she said that the tissue-like paper was called washi. So that, which I thought made sense because of washi tape. So anyway, so I thought maybe I could get that a little more transparent, and if you can see, it's got a little bit of actual Japanese writing on it. I thought that was gorgeous. And then she sent this Japanese newspaper, and one of the borders in it had a little bit of like a yellow green thing on it, so I tore that out, and I'm gonna also put that down with my fluid medium. So, like I said, I sped this up, but I think you can still kind of see what I'm doing here. Yeah, and there's my phone, get notifications. So I am putting all these down. I really, the Japanese papers don't really come into play there because my next step, I'm going to cover them up a little. So since I did use that fluid medium, I'm going to dry this just a little bit and throw down a little bit of gesso. That is Dina Wakley gesso. I lost my words. My brain just went somewhere else for a second. um, has that ever happened? Okay, so yeah, I'm using my brayer to put that down because I wanted this to be kind of sporadic, and yeah, and the brayer gives a very organic feel, makes everything, do its own thing. Gives you that little bit of a surprise about where that paint's gonna go. So as you can see so far, um, yeah, I've only put down those two Lindy sprays, which I actually left my desk to go get. They were not colors that were on this desk when I started this. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm going to use here in just a second one of those Amsterdam paints, though. I believe I'm going to pick them up and look at them both here. And I end up using the olive green light one. They're both fairly similar, but I went with this one because, I don't know, it felt more of that yellow green to me. So I'm going to put that down and also use the brayer again to spread it out. Again, for the same reason, it gives more of an organic feel, and that's kind of what I wanted. So in here you can start seeing that where that stamped stuff is poking out, it seems to be like spreading out. Do you see that? Isn't that crazy? Totally unintentional, but I love that about art journaling, especially the way that I do it intuitively. I don't see some of these things till once it's over. So, yeah. And that's all the green I'm going to add to this page. That's it. We're halfway through this video and I'm done adding that yellow green. But I'm going to add some marks here. I'm starting with a water-based Sharpie paint pen and just adding some really big fat like dashes on here, just up and down dashes. I like these big fat lines. Actually, when I was editing the pictures for this, I wasn't sure what I had done to add those. I thought that they were big Marks All, the Stabilo Marks All marks, because that Sharpie dries so matte that I thought it was something like that. But no, just a big fat paint pen. So there was something else I was going to tell y'all, and I don't know. I don't know. There was something else when I was editing this video that I thought, oh, I should mention that. And oh, I think it was that this video was like super long. It was like 40 minutes long, over 40, like 45 minutes long maybe. And y'all, I've edited it in bits and pieces and spurts, so y'all are only seeing what you have to see, because I really took my time doing this page. I didn't rush it. I just was like, okay, what am I going to do next? I guess I'll go cry. It's almost like I wandered around the craft room a couple times because I just like got up and left the desk. So there was some more of my mark making with a Papermate, one of my favorite pencils. It's a larger millimeter, just school pencil, but I love that. And then I took a graphite pencil and got it wet and splashed it on there. And then I pulled out a bunch of the Tim Holtz paper dolls, and I actually went through them, but I didn't show you me going through them because that's really boring. Because what I ended up using was the first one on top was this what I'm guessing is mother and son picture. And y'all, I love the joy in the faces of these two. They just look so happy to be together and having their picture taken. That, yeah, and this blue green is a fun color, and I thought that kind of exemplified that. So I did use my graphite pencil there to make a line across the page where I wanted to put them so that they had kind of something to stand on so they weren't floating. And then I cut out here where I had gone through some book papers and couldn't find anything, so I went and got, like I said, I just kind of wandered around the craft room at some point during this video. I went and got this large print novel and decided to find a phrase on there and picked out live with good people around you, which I thought was great because, like I said, those two seem to be so happy together in this little picture that, I don't know, something about it just brought joy. And that phrase, live with good people around you, seemed kind of fills me with joy. And so I thought that's going to be beautifully perfect. And then also kind of play on words with the around, since I have all these different like circles I kind of drew that they are round. So yeah, I was really pleased with that. So I'm going to grab my gel medium and a paintbrush, and I'm going to stick down that paper doll. I think I said before that I was going to try the paper dolls I was going to try to peel the back of the next time I did it. I'm not sure. But anyway, I haven't tried it yet. If y'all saw that video where I said I was going to try peeling off the back of the paper dolls, I think I did this video before I did the voiceover for that one and said that. So I still haven't tried that yet. We'll see if I try it. I don't know if there's going to be any benefit to doing that, but I do like to use the gel medium when I use the paper dolls because they are kind of a heavier like cardstock. So I weighed that down a little and turned my camera off and came back, so y'all just got the benefit of seeing me lay it down and then take it off. And I'm just going to use my glue stick to stick my words down. And then I'm going to grab my Stabilo one more time, and I'm going to go around this pair of Happy Folks and then do a big circle, kind of a sloppy overlapping circle around my phrase, because again, around. I am a goober. Yes, I know. So I'm once I do both of those, I'm going to use a wet paintbrush to, you see I'm just trying to make that as sloppy as possible, not too neat. But I'm going to use a wet paintbrush to kind of make that Stabilo pop a bit and still be kind of sloppy. So there's that. And then I'm going to go around these two. And that's going to be it for this page. I did play with the yellow green, kept it monochromatic, but really didn't make it the center of everything like I did with the yellow. So my next one will be the green. I will go ahead and admit I do not like this page, my green page. I may have to try another one, but I've got it. I just gotta edit and voiceover and all of that. So anyway, here's some pictures of this spread. If you like this, make sure to give me a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe, and y'all keep on crafting on. Bye.